One of the questions that I'm always asked by my friends is this: how do you stay consistent with your workout routines? Today, I am revealing to you all my secrets for staying consistent for over 3 years now with my workouts and diets. These are never before shared secrets, so stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Nizzy. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to get started by saying that I'm not a fitness trainer, I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist, and what I'll be sharing with you today are just based on my personal experiences since I started my fitness and health journey in 2018 and how I was actually consistent throughout all these years. So if you are someone who is having problems sticking to your routine and losing those extra pounds, this one's for you. In 2017, I weighed 132 pounds. That would be around 60 kilograms. Today, I'm at 114 pounds, which meant I lost around 18 pounds and have stayed at this weight since. I started working out in 2018 and I could vividly remember the date was September 26, 2018. I couldn't forget it because it was also the first time that I stepped into a gym. Believe it or not, I had a lot of fears about going to the gym. Like number one, what if people will laugh at me if I don't know how to operate a gym equipment? Number two, what if people will comment about me if they see that I wasn't able to execute a workout routine well? And number three, what if I won't be able to stay consistent with this entire process and fail myself? There are areas in my life that I'm not consistent with. How will this be any different? And number four, is it really worth it? I tell you what, the questions, the doubts, and the fears, they're normally there at the beginning of every journey. Even during or while you're in the journey, because the truth is, they're never going away. You just get better at handling them. Now, let me divide today's video into 3 parts: mindsets, habits and routines, diet tips. Part 1, mindset. Let's start with the mindset because mindset is basically your frame of mind, how you view your life and the world. Looking back, this is the most important thing that I had to work on prior to even starting my fitness journey. And here are a few of the mindsets that I've kept over the years. Number 1, while motivation gets you started, commitment keeps you going. Motivation itself is not sustainable and will not create lasting results, but commitment does. Commitment for me means since day one, I will keep following through despite all the struggles and despite not seeing the results. Commitment means getting back on track after being out of the groove. It means not being too hard on myself when I indulge. That even though there are times that I fall off the wagon, and believe me, I've fallen 1,000 times and have, thank God, gracefully hop back too. I remind myself that I am in for a committed lifelong journey and that as long as I stay committed to myself, I'm always on the right path. Number 2, taking care of yourself emotionally means taking care of yourself physically. I found out that whenever I am feeling happy or when I'm able to process my negative emotions by writing them on my journal or meditating, I am able to control my cravings and to not look for food as a means of comfort. Because believe it or not, there will always be times when you feel upset or stressed or disappointed, and we reach out for food to manage our emotions. And then later, when we realize we've overindulged, we feel guilty and hence we eat again. It's that never-ending loop. But listen to this, drowning our feelings with food is not a good solution. Number 3, life is a matter of working on both the pain and the pleasure areas in our lives. Tony Robbins was my first mentor in personal growth and I learned this from him. He said that there are just 2 key driving forces behind every action that we take in life, and that is our pain and pleasure. These, my friends, are a very powerful tool when we want to motivate ourselves to doing something. Basically, what I do is that I just list down all the painful things that will potentially happen to me if I don't stay committed and the pleasurable things that I will experience too if I reach the outcome that I want. Say your pain could be, I won't be able to wear the clothes that I want in the future, I will not have the energy to play with my kids, I will feel consistently insecure. Your pains are also what you are moving away from. They are what you want to avoid. On the other hand, your pleasure could be, I will be feeling more confident in my body. I will have a lot of energy to do my work. I will have a healthy, beautiful body that I'm absolutely proud of. Your pleasures are what you move towards. They're what you want to happen in your life. It is very important to know though that all of us are different when it comes to what gets us going. Honestly, the pain exercise works for me better because I'm a moving away person. I find this exercise so helpful, especially when I'm about to give up and I want to be reminded why I'm in the journey in the first place. Number 2, habits and routines. We are all creatures of habits. Our brains love routine. It loves to do things over and over again. It thrives in familiarity. But as we grow up, we have picked up wrong habits along the way, primarily from our environment, from our school, or from everything that we absorb in our affiliations with people. But know this, if we can pick up wrong and unhealthy habits, we can also pick up the right and healthy ones too. According to my mentor, Wayne Dyer, healthy habits are learned in the same way as unhealthy ones, through practice. The key word there is practice, which I believe you're all capable of. And here are a few of the habits that I've practiced and installed throughout the years. Number 1, I do intermittent fasting. Just a heads up, this might not work for everyone, but it worked for me. And there are a lot of ways to do intermittent fasting, like the 16-8 method, where you fast for like 16 hours and eat only within the 8-hour window. The 16 hours though is not an absolute fasting hours, which means that you can make it for like 12 to 14 hours depending on what works perfectly for you. As for me, I just maintain a 14 hours fast, so if my last meal was at 8 p.m., I will be having my next meal around noontime the next day. 2, I work out 5 or 6 times a week. My weekly schedule for my workouts is this: twice a week abs training workout, 1 leg day, 1 arm day, and twice a week full body resistance training. If you don't have a routine yet, don't worry. It took me years of trial and error to come up with the schedules and the kinds of workout that I actually like. When I was still starting out, I was just watching YouTube videos and tried to emulate the workout routines till one day I stumbled upon my favorite fitness influencer, Kayla Itzinas. Now, this is not sponsored by her company, but I really love her because she's so funny and she has a really lovely personality. And for whatever reason that Kayla's gonna be watching this video, Kayla, you have no idea how you've changed my life. Moving on, I've also tried doing Pilates and boxing, but when the pandemic hit last 2020, I started doing some home workouts. There's this free app that I like to use as well. You can even download all the routines in here. Number 3, I drink a lot of water, and I love to mix it with lemon and Himalayan pink salt, especially in the morning. So this is a whole jar of lukewarm water, and then just squeeze some lemons. Normally, I'll just paste like half of the lemon so the other half is still here. And then, last but not the least, just this pink Himalayan salt. Just sprinkle a little bit. There you go. The Himalayan pink salt helps in flushing out toxins, keeps you hydrated, and improves your overall energy. Drinking a lot of water just helps you a lot, especially when you're doing workouts as you're sweating and you definitely need some replacement for those lost fluids. It also helps a lot in muscle recovery, so I always make sure that I finish a minimum of 2 liters a day of lemon water. Number 4, I incorporate some cardio routines daily. Now, I'm not a huge fan of running, so my cardio routine usually revolves around walking Korea or cycling with friends. I just learned how to ride a bike very recently and I really love it as it improved my overall cardiovascular fitness. With cycling, I tend to enjoy the beauty and wonder of nature even more. So whenever I need to lose some extra fat or I'm feeling those afternoon slump, my cardio routines are my go-tos. Number 5, I shower with cold water. It's already the fall season here in Toronto and I know how comforting it is to shower in hot water, believe it or not. But normally I take a cold shower in the morning after my workouts and I love how it makes me feel so alive and energized right after. Did you know that when you do cold showers, it also helps you lose weight? And listen to this, one of my friends in the medical field also told me that when you do cold showers, it helps improve your skin. What a bonus! Part 3, bonus diet tips. I will just quickly run through all the tips that I have for you when it comes to losing weight. Number 1, schedule your cravings over the weekend. I find that when I'm not depriving myself too much of certain unhealthy foods, that I can keep up with a healthy diet in the next week ahead. One cheat meal should just be right. Number 2, having almonds for snacks. Almonds are not only a perfect source of protein, they also make you feel full longer, aside from them being super fiber rich, which aids in digestion. Number 3, carbonated water versus soda. Whenever I crave for a soft drink, my best alternative is carbonated water. In fact, I really love the Perrier. This is a staple in our weekly groceries. It has 0 calories and is very filling, so ditch the sugar drink and choose the carbonated water instead. Number 4, take the salad first. Whenever there's like a celebration or a party, I eat a good amount of salad first to make me full. It just saves you a lot from eating a lot of unnecessary and unhealthy choices available later on. Number 5, get enough sleep. Giving our body a good amount of rest is healthy, and not only that, I find that whenever I had a good night's rest the day before, I do not crave so much for anything sweet to wake my body up the next day. Number 6, schedule some detox time. We are all exposed to different toxins daily from the food that we take and the environment that we live in. Detox means cleansing, and it's important to schedule this from time to time. As for me, I like doing it over a weekend, and I just take a full day of water diet. It just makes me feel so alive the next day. Number 7, find an accountability partner. It could be a friend or a family member, but having an accountability partner just helps you to be on track with your goals. And studies show that people who slim down with a friend are more likely to stick with weight loss and exercise programs. They also tend to lose more weight than those who do it alone. Number 8, listen to a good audiobook or a podcast. One of my early struggles in the gym is feeling like I'm wasting my time, and my ultimate solution was to listen to a good audiobook and that I make sure I download it the day before, or to have a good podcast episode saved on my iPhone so I'm working on my body and learning at the same time. Win-win! Number 9, choose workouts that you actually enjoy. This is so important because it just makes everything so sustainable for you. When you choose the workout that you like, it just makes you happier and helps you associate good feelings with what you're doing. Number 10, do this for yourself. We are all social creatures, and there are times that we do things because we want to belong or we want to get approval from others. While there is nothing wrong with that, putting ourselves as a priority first, doing things for us and for what we truly want is just so fulfilling. So those, my friends, and my never before shared secrets all revealed to you all. If you're still starting out in your journey and not sure if you can make it, believe in yourself. It's always the beginning that's difficult, but the more that you build that courage to move forward despite the struggle, the more that you realize that you are way stronger than what you think you are. If you're watching this video till the very end, thanks so much. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to share this with friends and subscribe to my channel as it helps me a lot. So, à bientôt. See you soon.